Hey everyone, Gil here at Camppatton Family Compound. I got a bit of a project today that I'm working on. It has to do with all my seedlings in there. They've been growing really well. And so this is the cantaloupe, the cucumbers, my cherry tomatoes, and the sunflowers that I've been doing. And my wife brought me a container tomato, and it already has a baby tomato on it. Whoa, yes. But anyways, what I got to do here is I'm going to have to put it in the containers over here. I'm just going to walk over and take a look at it. And one other thing I'd like to remind everybody, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and click that little red button down below, and then click on the notification bell. That way you'll get notified every time I post a new video. And please don't forget, give me the thumbs up. That helps me out with YouTube's analytics. All right, thank you. It's a nice brisk morning here, but some of the stuff I've already put in the ground already. Got the rainbow chard in here. I got a couple of the containers with water in it, and what that does is when the sun comes over, it heats them up. It stores the heat and helps keep them from, if we get a cold night, keeps it from getting too cold in here. I can just stretch some visqueen plastic over and helps heat it up. And I got some orange peel here that keeps the cats from using it as a litter box. They don't like the orange. Over in this container here, I put 3 of the sunflowers in here and 1 daikon radish over there. So I got 1, 2, 3 empty containers here I need to plant. Then over here, I started putting some of the Grand Rapids seedlings in here. And here I have 12 more of the daikon radishes. These are the big, huge radishes that are very mild. And again, the orange peel to keep the cats out. So what I'm going to be doing though is, over here I've already put one of the cherry tomatoes in one of these pots here. And again, the bottles with water in it here to help protect it from the cold. It still gets a little chilly at night, but right now, so I'm going to be planting 3 more here, but I'm going to be making the tomato cages that I talked about last year that I never got around to making. So I'm going to show you how I do that. All right, so I'm going to need to use 3 tools. That's these right here: tape measure, my Harbor Freight bolt cutters, and my fencing pliers. What I need to do first is to measure the circumference of the barrel. And that tells me how long I need to cut the material I'm using for the tomato cages. So let's go ahead and measure that out here. So we're looking at 75 inches for this. So now we need to go over and cut the material. All right, so this is the material here. This is a roll of concrete wire. Now, someone's going to say, well, why don't you just get the flat panels instead of the huge roll? Simple. Because if I get the flat panels, then I got to try to work it into a nice roll. This is already in a roll, so when I unroll it a little bit and cut it, it already has that circular shape to it, and it's much easier to form around the barrels over there. With the flat ones, you got to try to bend each area just a little bit at a time, and you get really ugly looking. So let's take a look at this and see what I'm doing with it. First thing I got to do is pop the things here loose, and this is where the pieces here of the Or these nice little, the grabbers there at the end here, grab hold of the wire just perfectly, doesn't slip up. So as you can see, it started to pop open, and now see how it kind of tries to maintain its shape? There we go. So now I need to measure it out here. Okay, so that's where I need to cut it at. Let's bring this over here a little bit better. Now, I know the lighting's not the best, but it's early in the morning and got all those trees there. Bingo! Yeah. Okay, that over there. Gonna need to cut another one. So here I have my piece, and I'm going to take it around the other side over here, and we're going to work on it. All right, so I got my wire here. All right, there's two ways I can do this. I can wrap it around the outside like I'm doing here, and then tie it off, and it'll be good, and it'll give me a nice tall cage. Or I can make it a little bit smaller and put it on the inside of it. This gives more stability for winds around here, so I'm going to do this one like this to begin with. So, get my pliers over here and work on this. For anybody that's worked with this type of wire, you know it's a pain, because it likes to do everything it wants to do and not what you want it to do. There we go. So I wrap it up here. Shoot. See if I get a better view of it here. I tuck the wire on the inside. I just bend it back a little bit. That'll hold it for now. Now let me bring you in a little closer, and we'll give you a close-up of this. All right, so what I did is I tucked the wire in behind it, so I bend it up and around, put it on the inside here. And I squeeze it down. Grab my pliers here. This thing a little bend on it started here, so I can actually work with it. There we go. Squeeze it around, then I'll pull it over. Okay. Work it up and around behind the other one again here. There we go, and then crimp it down. There it's tucked behind this one now, so it's not sticking out, and it'll hold nice and tight. So now I just got to repeat the process here. That one there. Behind that one, and bring it down. There we go. And then the bottom one here, get it around. There. So I just repeat the process all the way down, crimp this down nice and tight, keep it nice and snug. It also helps, make sure you're wearing some good leather gloves, because this stuff will bite you if you're not careful. So that's what it looks like when it's woven around. It goes around, comes around this one, back around, and then behind this one here, and crimps down. So I'm going to knock the rest of these out real quick here, and then I'll get on to another type and show you the next type. All right, got all the seam here stitched together. Now, one of the things about this is what you can do, you can pull it off and just lift it all the way off and put it right back on again. That's all the way down again and good to go. Now let's go over and look at the other type I was talking about. Okay, so this is another one I cut. It's a little bit smaller diameter wise. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to cut it in half this way, but I want to cut it in half this way a special way. So what I'm going to do is, see this one wire coming across this way here, that's dead center. But I don't want it to have a flat wire here, so I'm going to cut it twice. Show you what I'm talking about. So I cut it on one side and then the other side. Okay, so now I have a piece of scrap here to throw away. Got a bunch of sharp dingleberries on it, so I'm not going to try to save it around. That's another reason why I have a nice pair of gloves. So I'm just going to roll this up here to toss it in the trash can. Put it over there for now. Now, what I have here now is a shorter cage, but I got all these nice long pieces on it. And so let me fold this up here first and lock it together. All right, now I have a little cage. I'm going to show you why I want those spikies on that end there. Let's move around over here. Shape this up a little bit. Maintain its round shape. There we go. Yeah. Now I can just stick that inside. Bingo! There you go. Those little spikies go right down in there and hold it in place fairly well. And here you have a tomato cage that'll outlast those ones you buy in the store by 3 times, 4 times the life. So that's my little way of doing tomato cages. You can have either a short one or a tall one, depending on whether you have a determinate or indeterminate tomato plant. The short one I'll be using with that container tomato that I showed you had the little tomato on it already. And I'll use the tall ones for my cherries. And we will then see what I actually need for the beefsteak. I'll probably be using short ones like this, and if it grows out the top, it's still held up. But the other bonus about this, almost forgot a bonus on this. With this like this, especially the one that's wrapped around the outside, the tall ones, if I have a warning of a frost, I can get my visqueen plastic, just wrap it around it, duct tape it sealed, put a piece over the top, put a couple pieces of duct tape on it, and the tomato is encased and protected from the frost. Alrighty? Let's head inside and take a look at see how the other plants are going that I'm going to have to be bringing out here and planting out here. Let's go. Alright, so I'm back inside at the little greenhouse set up in the window here. And so I'm going to show you some stuff I've got going here. This is the sorghum. I'm doing some test seeding here to see what the germination rate is on it. And out of these 4 containers, I got one. I planted 4 seeds in each container, so I got one out of these. I actually got 4 seeds sprouted there. The other 2 back there I've gotten none out of. I got some Roma tomatoes. I only got one that has sprouted so far. I just put 1 seed in each one, so I'm going to put some more seeds in there. In the back here is some basil, just starting. This is an experiment. Let me pull this out here carefully. This is an experiment that my daughter wanted me to do for her. I'll show you, this is for strawberries. It's a little shallow container just to get them to sprout on soil. And that is this particular brand here. She got it from Baker Creek. So she got these, I guess, a couple of years ago. But we're going to see if any of them will sprout. I put a lot of seeds in there since it had a low germination rate. In these 6 containers down here, my daughter asked me to put in the Carbon heirloom seeds in there. In these 15 little packets there is something my daughter harvested. Let's see if I can get it so you can read it. Kind of hard to see. Okay, tatsoi seeds. So she harvested all of these seeds last year. So we're going to start some of them, and then later on in the season she'll do more. And this is the basil that she harvested that's in the green bin there. This is another one of those container tomatoes that my wife bought. It also has a tomato going on it. I'm giving her one of my cherry tomatoes. She's taking that back to California. And so these 6 containers here are the pumpkins that I made from the video where I did about the Yoplait drilling the holes in it and stuff, making pots out of those. And these are a type of squash. I'm not sure what type it is, but they're my daughter's as well. And I got one more daikon that is sprouted, so I'll be putting that out there later. Oh, I also have a couple of romaine here that have come up, and I got some rainbow chard here for my daughter. She's going to need to go put that in her new planter beds from the IBC totes, and we'll be looking at that in a later video coming out later this week. Alrighty? So as always, stay happy, stay safe, stay prepared, and plant a garden. Alrighty? See you in the next video.